Hey, welcome back to the series on stress and anxiety that Kylie and I are doing. I'm Tammy Miller. I am the owner of Sage Nutrition Coaching, and Kylie is joining us and is health coach Kylie, and she's the founder of that company, and she helps people have a more healthy lifestyle. So we're going to continue on here with our stress and anxiety conversation, and Kylie is going to be talking about mental and physical effects of stress. So we're going to get a little bit more away from some of the biochemistry and stuff that we were talking about in the last one. And Kylie's going to tell us about this. So Kylie, take away our mental and physical effects of stress.
All right. Well, thank you for the introduction.
You are welcome.
There are so many different ways that stress can affect us. And like mentioned before, everyone has stress and everyone deals with it in different ways. And it affects people in different ways too. There's a lot of different ways that stress can affect us. And sometimes people will have stress in different ways than other people. So these are just a couple different ways that stress can affect you and how it can affect you. So the first one is it increases your cortisol production, and this is usually associated with weight gain, especially in the belly, and affects your ability to lose weight or gain muscle, and it can cause premature aging too. So
yeah, I definitely don't want that.
No one wants that. And we'll go a little bit deeper into why the cortisol production, how that can affect the weight gain and all of that a little bit later.
Perfect. Yeah, because we talked about that a little bit in the last one, and that it releases glucose. So definitely we need to talk about the weight gain and the aging.
Absolutely. A lot of people, they don't really understand that the weight gain can be a cause of stress. And so getting rid of that stress can really be very, very helpful for reducing all of that and getting that off. So the next one is it can decrease your nutrient absorption. So due to this decreased enzymatic production from the stomach, the pancreas, and liver, it also decreases the bile flow to the gallbladder, as well as the decreased oxygenation and gastrointestinal blood flow. And so it really decreases that nutrient absorption.
Gotcha. Is that with the that's with the fight or flight that we were talking about last time? Is cortisol is a stress hormone, so that fight or flight, which I know in a future one you're going to be talking about parasympathetic and sympathetic as well, so you're going to go into that and why we move away from the blood moves away from the gut.
Yes. Yes, we will go more deep into that, and I have like a little scenario to take people through too. So
oh, fun.
Tuned for that. And then also the stress can decrease your gut flora populations. And this stress, it destroys the healthy intestinal bacteria, which can lead to immune problems and skin disorders, nutrient deficiencies, and digestive distress too.
Okay, and that's the microbiome that we hear about all the time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All of that, those microflora, gut flora populations in the stomach. Yeah. The stress can also increase your salt retention. So this can lead to high blood pressure too.
Yes. And a really quick one on that.
Yes,
what that does is in your kidneys is aldosterone is a hormone that's actually released from the adrenal cortex, just like cortisol is. And what it does is it absorbs salt, and water always follows that. And so that's what causes the high blood pressure to increase, and it does that in a specific area of the kidney. So that's always a good one to know, and that's something that we need to be thinking about with how we lower our blood pressure, because high blood pressure is not good.
No.
So yeah, so that's one of my favorite hormones actually.
Oh, well, thank you for elaborating and sharing what one of your favorite hormones is. I don't think I have a favorite hormone.
I do. My kidney's the favorite organ. So, gotta love the hormones that go along with it.
True. Very true. Now, a new fact about you. Love it.
Yep. Weird one, but yeah.
A little weird, but that's okay. So carrying on, stress, a lot of people don't know this, and it can affect your sex hormones. So it can lower your sex drive, your energy, and decrease muscle mass. And so this stress, it can really affect your longing for another person, and really it can put a lot of strain on a lot of things, which obviously doesn't help with the stress, but it can decrease those sex hormones too. Another one is it can increase your inflammation. We talked a little bit about inflammation last time, but the basis of many ailments, including the brain and heart disease, that has a lot to do with inflammation. Do you want to elaborate any more on inflammation and that?
Well, we can actually bring this together and talk later about the microbiome and things like that. So low-level inflammation is one of the things that we're finding that a lot of people in the United States have. And that has to do with that gut flora, that microbiome, because 70% of your immune system is in the gut. So if that microbiome isn't there to tell the immune system whatever you ate and are absorbing is okay, then you're going to have that low-level inflammation. And with stress, it can definitely, having low-level inflammation throughout your entire body can cause problems. And we're seeing, they're now doing research, the last decade on microbiomes. And we're seeing that the change in the microbiome is actually causing low-level inflammation that is definitely in the gut, but it's going systemic as well.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm glad they're doing the research, and hopefully the research will lead to how we can kind of fix that a little bit.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully. But reducing the stress can definitely help with a lot of us. So
absolutely,
that's one place to start, and then hopefully more to come.
Yes.
So another way that stress can affect the body is it can increase your insulin resistance. And insulin is the hormone released to bring your blood sugar back down. So you have a lot of sugar, and then the insulin is released and it brings your blood sugar back down. And this chronic low-level stress that keeps going, like you have this stress constantly, but it could be low-level. This chronic low-level stress, it can cause target cells to become unresponsive to insulin. And this is a factor in diabetes, in weight gain, in heart disease, and in aging.
Yeah, it's also a huge factor in the metabolism and energy production in your cells, because the insulin allows your cells to bring the glucose in so that they can have that energy production, which kind of makes sense, because when you're stressed, at least I know when I'm stressed, I have no energy. Right? So if we're becoming insulin resistant, then we're not able to do that. And your liver is going to then store what it can. And then the rest of it, it's going to turn into fats to send to adipose tissue.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah. All right. And then the last one that I have to share today is it can decrease in your mitochondria. And the mitochondria are the powerhouses, the cell's energy powerhouse. So when these cellular organelles, when they are diminished in number, then we literally produce less energy, and that can lead to the chronic fatigue. You just said, like, when you're stressed, you don't have that energy, and that could be due to the decrease in mitochondria.
Yes, and just for numbers so that people know how much it actually reduces it. If you don't have mitochondria, like your red blood cells don't have mitochondria at all, so they only do glycolysis, they will make 2 ATP molecules. And that's it, okay? If you have mitochondria, just from one glucose, instead of making 2, you make 36 ATP molecules.
Wow.
So if you're reducing your mitochondria, you're essentially only making about 5.5% of the energy that you could make if you had all of your mitochondria. So if it's reducing those mitochondria, it's massively reducing down to about 5.5% the amount of energy that you make from a single glucose molecule.
Wow. I did not know the numbers behind that. That is insane.
Yeah, so that's a huge, huge drop. You go from 36 to 2 ATPs, and that's it.
Wow. Well, that explains why we don't have energy when we're stressed.
Exactly when you're thinking about those numbers. But that one, I thought, that really hits home how little energy you get.
Yeah, absolutely. The 36 to 2, that's a huge drop. Wow. Well, that explains a lot.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that I have to share today. There are quite a few more things that happen in the body when you are stressed, but those are the main ones that I wanted to share with everyone today to kind of get an idea of what stress can do and how important it is to find ways to reduce stress. And there's a lot of different ways to reduce stress, and so just figuring out what works best for you, for your body, for your lifestyle can really, really help decrease the stress and decrease your, getting all of this stuff, the inflammation and the decrease in mitochondria can really reduce all of those risk factors.
Excellent. All right. Thank you so much for talking about the mental and the physical effects of stress and anxiety, putting it into perspective for us, because we all know that we have mental and physical changes, but it's great to put it into practical terms so that we can all understand what that is. So
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Yep. All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. We will see you in a future vlog. Have a great day. Bye.